Hi Bother Brigade, here's what's bothering me today. First off, sorry the video is so late. It's been a doozy of a day and a doozy of a week. But over the course of this week, I've seen a lot of really objectively just absolutely terrible and incredibly horrifying news directed at the LGBTQ community. And unfortunately, it was in a private discussion on Facebook with a friend of mine who's a member of the queer community that we kind of stumbled upon a very grim and unfortunate reality, which is that the LGBTQ community pretty much never gets to enjoy Pride. There's always something going on, right? So let's just take a look at what's going on right now in a very superficial sense, right? There's all kinds of attacks. People are saying that, they're groomers and that's why we need to stop drag reading time at the library, even though it was really the Proud Boys showing up to disturb one of these events that actually traumatized the children rather than, them being read a story by a drag queen. But this is all going to be stuff that I'm going to do a lot more of a deeper dive into later at some point. But this is just like the current reality in 2022, right? Increasing talk of gay people being seen as groomers and being subject to attack, right? And then the previous year, just last year, I'm pretty sure, was the whole, does kink belong at Pride? Useless discourse that polarized the left rather than the fact that there were like 90 plus anti-LGBTQ bills being proposed in a variety of states across America. That kind of should have been the bigger focus, but no, never mind that, right? And then also the unfortunate realization, because we had to Google it and find out, the Pulse nightclub shooting also happened during Pride. It happened June 12th of 2016. So we kind of have come to the realization that no matter what happens, seemingly there's someone out there ruining people's good time for no other reason than due to hatred and bigotry. And that means that gay people, lesbians, transgender, non-binary, queer, two-spirit, intersex, asexual, like anyone under the goddamn rainbow is basically the subject of targeted abuse, harassment, and vilification every single Pride month. Can't we, just let these people exist? Can't we just let them be themselves and express themselves and actually feel safe for once? No, apparently that's too much to fucking ask for these days. And, think about if we did this for anyone else, right? We can't let the Italians have, Italian Heritage Week because, they were on the wrong side of World War II. Like, wouldn't that just be ridiculous? Wouldn't it be just equally ridiculous and horrifying if the similar attacks were happening during, say, I don't know, Black History Month, and things were trying to take away from that and acknowledging that past and that history while celebrating it as well, right? Like, wouldn't that just be considered incredibly off the rails? And yet, for terrible, awful reasons, it's normalized for the queer community. Whether it's, kink at Pride, which now leads to, groomers, it's all setting it up for a very dark and terrible future in the very near term, unfortunately. But the grim reality was that we kind of just realized, oh, hey, yeah, this is actually the reality of the situation. People are targeting the LGBTQ community every goddamn Pride month because they can't stand the existence of LGBTQ plus people. So that should concern all of us for a lot of very different reasons, especially given the state of some of the vitriol and threats and harassment, and also, in the case of the Pulse nightclub shooting, actual instances of domestic fucking terrorism. There's unfortunately not much more to say about this other than the grim realization that we live in hell, and that every Pride Month, which really should be a time of celebrating and honoring the past, and also just how messed up the past was, especially with the AIDS crisis and Ronald Reagan doing nothing about it, but also advancements and gains and more people actually being accepting of the LGBTQ community and people feeling safer to just be themselves and express themselves and loving who they love. And these are all not bad things, right? And yet the right has latched onto it and increasingly attacked it and demonized it to the point that we've gotten to where we are today. But we've also had numerous other terrible instances along the way, such as last year and in 2016 at the Pulse nightclub. So I need a lot of people to realize and wake up that this is the unfortunate grim reality right now. This is the plan, and where this plan leads is something very dark and terrible, and people really need to begin mobilizing against it, or else future prides are only going to be even more horrifying for members of the community just trying to have the audacity to exist. And so the fact that my family members and my friends are coming under attack and facing legit death threats for having the audacity to exist and trying to celebrate during what's their month, if you can't tell, it's definitely what's bothering me today.